Bel Oranger by Fragonard, a perfect unisex orange blossom fragrance for everyday use. Coming up. Hello YouTube, hello dear Fragmatics, welcome to another video. Today we take a look at Bel Oranger by Fragonard. Fragonard is a French perfume house based in the south of France, precisely in the city of Grasse, which is the staple, the capital for international perfume market. Fragonard has 100 years of experience and knowledge when it comes to fragrances. Bel Oranger is an unisex fragrance launched in 2023, and the nose behind this fragrance is Daniela Roche-Andrier. It's inspired by the Sicilian soaked citrus fruits wrapped around the orange blossom with a cedar and patchouli base. Let's start with the visuals. Very good presentation, made with taste and style. A beautiful box, heavily inspired by the Mediterranean landscape. Almost looks like an expensive painting with great care to details. On the front, you have this beautiful depiction of twigs with bitter oranges, leaves and some orange blossoms, which are the heart of this fragrance. Elegant color palette with care to details. The reddish color, copper looking accents are shiny and hard pressed into the box. Behind you have the Mediterranean Sea with a faint representation of the south of France, and of course on the back of the fragrance you have the map of Sicily, which is the inspiration point for this fragrance. Before we open the box, in case you are interested, mine is a batch from March 2023. Okay, let's get to the bottle. And this is the bottle. This is the 100 ml bottle worth 3.3 ounces, and it's a eau de parfum concentration. Okay, let's see the cap. The cap, it's plastic and it's quite cheap. It doesn't click into place, but I think it supports the weight of the bottle. Yeah, it supports. You can pick it by the cap. This is very cheap, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is the fragrance itself. Now let's see the atomizer, which is steady. Well, has a little bit of noise, but it's okay. And let's waste a few sprays to see how it sprays. Very good atomizer in my opinion. Sprays a good load and a fine mist, and far away enough in my opinion. Very good. Time to go to Fragmaticus. The main accords are citrus, woody, white floral, aromatic and fresh spicy. The official notes are: on the top you have Petitgrain, bitter orange, bergamot and lemon. On the middle you have cedar and orange blossom, and on the base you have patchouli. Before we start to analyze the scent profile, I just want to add a small detail, something I saw when I was unboxing this fragrance. Although you might think that this image on the bottle is a sticker, well, it's not. It's an image printed on the bottle, which adds to the perceived quality, perceived elegance you get from this fragrance. But enough of the presentation, let's see how it really smells. First of all, it smells quite soapy, clean and fresh. To give you an idea, before we dive into analyze the scent profile, the painting, the image which is printed on the bottle, almost resumes the fragrance in the opening. It's all about the orange blossom with the bitter orange and the bergamot. Now, although the presentation and the official notes makes it look quite feminine, well, it's not. It's a perfect unisex fragrance. The orange blossom is not over feminized like in the most modern fragrances. Now, let's analyze the evolution of the scent profile. When you first apply it, you get hit with a strong green, citrus, soapy, tart smell. The soapy note you get in this is not your average soapy note you get in the most fragrances. It's not like something you get in Prada fragrances. It has a natural touch to it. It almost feels like something you can buy from a local market or a family business. Now, it's a powerful opening and it kind of irritates my nose, but not in a bad way. in a pleasant way, if I can say that. It doesn't smell synthetic, quite the opposite, it smells quite natural, but it has a punch to it, it has something that it's powerful, something that hits you hard. When you first take contact with the fragrance, you get hit with an earthy deep green note, similar to the flavors you get in the springtime. To give you an idea, just imagine how trees are smelling in the springtime when they are blooming. A green sparkling floral tart smell, more intense than the orange blossom itself. This is, I think, the Petitgrain note, because it has an undertone of sweet and green wood. Now, what is Petitgrain? Petitgrain, or small grain, is traditionally made from the immature bitter orange fruits, but in our days we use mainly leaves and twigs, so that's why you get that green wood undertone. The bitter orange makes the entrance right away to accentuate the sweetness and bitter contrast created by the Petitgrain, with the bergamot and lemon creating that acid, punchy, fresh smell, which at first shrinks your nose and after that completely opens your nose to prepare it for the heart of this fragrance. It's a powerful opening, but everything feels natural and well done. Bitter, sweet, orangey, green, soapy and clean. Everything perfectly balanced. And just in case you are wondering, this is not a gourmand fragrance, has nothing to do with that. It feels more like spring arrived into your mind and your soul. The Petitgrain note with the bitter orange, I must say, it smells divine. After all those citruses from the opening start to calm down, you get this beautiful transition into the heart of the fragrance. The lemon fades away, leaving only a faint touch from the bergamot. The Petitgrain takes a step backwards and the orange blossom starts to shine. The Petitgrain complements so well the orange blossom, offering that greenness to the floral, creamy and powdery smell from the orange blossom. The bitter orange is also there but in the background, giving it some freshness and a cooling sensation. Further into the middle notes, the bitter orange gets replaced by the cedar note, making it more masculine as the fragrance goes into the dry down. The middle of the fragrance, it's beautiful and smooth. Like I said, you get that orange blossom, but it's not over feminized like it is in the most modern fragrances. You still get that floral, powdery, creamy smell, but it doesn't go over the board. The powdery effect is there, but the corners, the edges are rounded. Same for the creamy effect. It's there, but it's not in your face. It's more like a background sensation. All of this on the base of a cedar note, which arrives halfway through the middle. Cedar adds some depth and power to the fragrance, and a slight smoky touch. In the opening, the fragrance comes around a little bit more feminine. It's still unisex, but a little bit more feminine. But when the note starts to settle down, you get the full image and you see that this is a perfect balanced unisex fragrance. When you get to the dry down, you are left with the orange blossom on a cedar base and a slight green earthy note from the patchouli. If you don't like patchouli, don't worry, there is not a lot of this fragrance. It's quite bearable. Now, the Petitgrain is not there anymore. Sometimes you can still detect it, but it's miles away, it's far away. And you are left with an unisex based fragrance dominated by the cedar with the resinous and woody notes and the orange blossom as the top. You get a floral, powdery and sweet smell with a woody base, making it perfectly unisex. It feels darker in the dry down, although the opening and the middle are quite bright. Now, to resume all the things that I just said, Bel Oranger by Fragonard, it's a perfectly balanced unisex fragrance, offering a good natural feeling scent profile. During the lifetime of the fragrance, you get a continuous fight between the sweet and the bitter, the fresh in the foreground, and the woody and green darker notes in the background. The internal fight of the orange blossom not letting itself being too feminine or too masculine, with the right amount of powdery and creamy mix. Bel Oranger by Fragonard, it's a smooth, gentle and elegant fragrance. You get bitter oranges mixed with Petitgrain that smells fresh, uplifting and bright. It's like spring arrived into your mind and your soul. All of that on a powdery and creamy orange blossom note with a woody base. The fragrance has that feeling of being natural, not like the usual fragrances you buy from discounters. It's like when you buy vegetables or fruits from the local market or the local farmers compared to when you buy it from the supermarkets. It really feels like you are in Sicily in spring or summer in the countryside, and you get to enjoy all those flavors nature has to offer. It has the Mediterranean lifestyle packed into a clean and bright fragrance perfectly done for every occasion. One thing I want to add here, if you want to experience the full Bel Oranger sensations, Fragonard also sells a soap with the same scent profile to complement your fragrance. Let me show it to you. Oh, by the way, before I show the soap, just take a look at the box. Beautiful, amazing designs, beautiful. Let me show you the soap, and this is the back. Smells amazing, bright, uplifting, the same scent profile as the fragrance. Well, this one smells more soapy, probably because it is a soap. And if you want to go crazy mode, and if you want to go full experience mode, you can also buy, Fragonard sells on their website, you can buy only the soap, but you can also buy with the soap, you can buy something else. And this is called Port Savon, or I think in English you can say soap dish or dish soap. And this is a thing traditionally seen in houses in the past, in France and Italy. In our days you can stumble upon them in houses in the countryside, or if you go to visit some museums you can still find them, but they are not as common as they were before. And yes, you can buy it with the soap if you want to experience the full Mediterranean lifestyle. Also, Fragonard sells a Bel Oranger hand cream, which I don't have, and a scent diffuser. Coming back to the fragrance, let's speak about performance. You can get around 6 hours out of this fragrance, of course depending on the conditions and the skin type, with the fragrance being close to the skin after the 4-hour mark. This is not necessarily a bad thing for this scent profile. The soapiness can be too much for some people, so being close to the skin it's a good thing. Also makes people come close to you, the people who like the fragrance, they will feel obligated to come close to you to feel it. So on the other hand, it's a good thing. And the sillage is average also in the first 3 hours, of course, also depending on the conditions and skin type. Seasons and time of the day when you can wear Bel Oranger. This is an all-season scent, but it works perfectly in the spring and summer days. Due to the fruity, floral and soapy scent profile, it works better in the warm seasons. It's a quite versatile fragrance. You can dress it up and you can dress it down. You can go sport or formal, you can go dating, or you can go business. It doesn't count. It's a perfect fragrance for every occasion in your life. I think it's almost 100%, if not it's 98 or 99% safe for the office. The only situation in which I can imagine someone not liking this, it's if they don't like clean, groomed, fresh smelling persons. When it comes to time of the day, daytime, nighttime, weekdays, weekend days, you can go everywhere. It's a highly versatile fragrance. Who can wear Bel Oranger by Fragonard? This is a perfect unisex fragrance. Men will like it on women, women will like it on men. There is nothing too masculine or too feminine about this fragrance. It has a continuous fight between bright and dark, between feminine and masculine. And the big question is here. Is Bel Oranger by Fragonard a safe blind buy? I'll say yes it is. except if you don't like orange blossoms. Well, even if you don't like orange blossom, you should try it, because this is not your average orange blossom you find in a fragrance you buy from your usual discounters. This has something to it, something done to make it perfectly acceptable for men and for women in the same time. This is not over feminized, and this is a perfect, it was tuned just to the right point to be a unisex fragrance. Another point for which I think Bel Oranger by Fragonard is a safe blind buy is the price. You only pay full retail 38 euros on the official website. In these days, with 38 euros, sometimes you don't get even an Arabic clone, while this is a creation by an artisan perfumer with decades of experience. And that's all for today, dear Fragmatics. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and of course, please share your feedback in the comments area. I want to take a moment to say a special thank you to all my current subscribers, and if you are new here and you stayed until the end of this video, it means that I'm doing something good, something useful, something you like. So I will invite you to subscribe to my channel and join the family. To all of you, thank you for being here, thank you for watching my video, and thank you for all your support. That's all for today. Until next time, stay safe, take care. Bye.